Hello, welcome back. This video is a 5-mask Horrific Vision clear in Stormwind on my Rogue. It has some weird conversation in it. The reason that is, it's also, I was streaming it at the same time to a guildie of mine. We were just discussing things he can do. So it is a Rogue gameplay, and I talk about Rogue, Assassination Rogue in particular, things that I'm doing. But I also do mention and discuss Enhancement Shaman things. And there's also just things that will be useful across the board. So hopefully you find something useful. Please let me know. Thank you. Enjoy. Bye. Here we go. You can type if you have any questions for me, and I will try and answer them to the best of my ability. Hopefully my clicky mouse problem doesn't come into too much. I will mention for these guys, you can't normally skip them. I pull those two together. The bad potion is black, so I will drink everything that is not black. Rogues also don't de-stealth when they drink potions, very interesting. But the footmen need to be, their repel needs to be cancelled. Just move out of Rift Strike. For these guys, I'm assuming you have both your interrupt and like a stun of some kind, so I'm interrupting the first one and then I'm switching over to this guy. I just really don't want them, either of them if possible, to get Shadow Shift off, so then I use my stun on the second one. It just reduces the damage they take by a lot. It's just super annoying. Finish this guy off. I can blind him. Oh, it's too slow. I'm a bad rogue. Anyway, I'm just going to leave him there for now. Grab this crystal. Just one spawning point. I'm checking this building here. There you go, she died. This building's closed, so no verse buff. Crystal can spawn here. I see it. I am just going to deal with these guys for now. Normally I deal with the uses first, but it doesn't really matter. If you want maximum efficiency, you should go... So here's the repel I was talking about. I gotta interrupt that just with a stun, because it reduces the damage everyone deals. But if you want to be maximum efficiency, you go get the damage buff. Excuse me. From the spirits in that room. I'm just checking for a crystal here, a potion here. Green, I believe, is the opposite of black, by the way, so green potions are going to be a plus 100 for me. When you're slowed timed like this, you can just spam a spell. I don't know what the shamans have in particular, but for rogues, I just spam my fan of knives, because I have nothing else really. The worst is on my hunter. I don't really have anything that can do that. They're both casting repel, which is what I was waiting for. I'm going to grab this crystal quickly. Deal with these guys. I don't have two separate stuns really, so I'm just gonna like let them slowly walk back over to me while they tick down from my dots. The reason I do such weird AoE like this is because Assassination Rogues don't have like the greatest AoE, and with my build it's even worse. So just something to be aware of. The only corruption I have is like the Immune Stars, which is like single target. So right after, if I did not have a Gift of the Titans proc here, I would go right, I would eat a kebab quickly, but I do, so I'm just going to pop into this room, get my buff. Not much should be done here. I just kind of bend and knives it out. Your AoE is better than mine though. Would recommend wearing your Twilight Dev set if you have the two sets, the stars and the dev set. On my Demon Hunter I would wear Twilight Dev for the majority of the dungeon and then just switch over for stars for the last one. You can switch at any time though, so if you were having trouble with Shaw, you could also switch to stars for that. However, the chance to hit him with stars becomes less and less as more of those eyes come out, so just something to keep in mind. My damage is atrocious, that's okay. Oh my lord, my AoE damage is so sad, that's alright. Such is life, there's my buff, I'm gonna eat my kebab quickly. My sanity's okay. I don't really like to go under 100. I'd like to already be through to the next area. I did this area pretty slowly. My AoE is super trash, but that's okay. I gotta be faster. Oh, that's not good. There we go. I'm so slow. Now I'm so fast. That was a huge waste of like 10 seconds there, by the way. Yeah, there's more to the room, and you kill everything and it gives you 10% buff. Yeah. The other one is, the other guy that spawns in there is just kill him, the one guy. But that room is a multi-target situation. Nice skip to the Titans prop there. Try and make the most of it. Even though I'm so slowed, I'm the slowest man of all time.
We're stockpiling weapons for Nazat's armies in the Dwarven district. We have to
This room's
destroy
open, my favorite room. So watch this one on the left, on the right there. I'm actually trash, that's okay.
Stay safe.
I'm gonna vanish, not deal with these guys right now. Super sneaky, super sneaky. I jump up on the banister here. Straight line. Step on this mine. It explodes. Step on any mine, go back to the start. Continue on. So now I have this button here, 10% flat damage. This is my potion running out. This is the risk I run. So if that's happening in like a bad time, that can be like a run-ending situation. That's the risk of the potions themselves. And that's why I like to say either like fully commit to them or not, but neither here nor there. I am going this way. I like to normally go the other way because a crystal and a chest can spawn down to the right if we hadn't gone to the left. But I did want to get the 10% damage buff. If the room was closed, I would have just gone the other way. But it was open, so I did that. But I am just going to go into this guy here. Just base and open up on him. I have the privilege of removing Void Tainted Blades with Cloak of Shadows as a rogue. You might just have to slowly walk out of the way like this. That happens, that's okay. There we go, guy's down. Slowest man in the world right now. I'm just gonna pop evasion. I don't really want to worry about getting slapped by these men. Women. As we can see here, my AoE is definitely where man struggled the hardest. That's okay though. And there's another potion running out, it just makes you sprint away. So that's the danger of the potions themselves. That's a choice you can make. I think it is very beneficial though to drink them regardless. There's a 100 sanity potion, I'm going to drink it in a second. But if you can stack them up, they stack up in potion. They stack up incredibly quickly. A crystal can spawn back here. I'm going to grab this potion quick. Oh, I'm going to get stuck quick. I have to move as quickly as I can because I knew he's not exactly fire per se. There's okay damage, but all damage in here is also artificially enhanced. Crystal can spawn here as well. When I'm stealthed, I move 5% faster, so that's why I'm stealthy. I'm also running talents to increase my damage when I pop out, but either way, you want to stealth. Or, I mean, in your case, you want to swap in Ghost Wolf, obviously. But I'm sure you're doing things like that already. So. Oh, I let my guy run into me. Bad form. That's okay. I'm just gonna stun this lady for a second. Let my dots tick down and deal with these. It depends. It depends if you're gonna have an elite coming up or not, kind of thing, in the near future. If you have more objectives to do, if you're going to be back in that area, but I wouldn't want to leave one up here without drinking it, I don't think. But I also would want to try and make the most out of it as well. But I did drink the one I left, I just left it for a second and then drank it. I'm just looking for greens now. I should have started this RP, that was silly of me. That's okay. Here's the last crystal, the second crystal for the area.
Then let's play.
But yeah, sometimes I'll save them and come back to them if I have too much sanity. This guy's super basic. Just put these away. Zoom forward for a sec, just move to the side, super easy. Not even gonna click those ones. Those being so wonky. That boss is much easier than the first boss, so if you end up doing them back to back and you have to pop cooldowns on one, I would recommend the first one. I think you can sneak through here, but last time I tried to do it I almost fell in the river. I was super scared, so I'm just gonna kill it and hope for a gift of the Titan's Brock. Yeah, you don't have to face the bombs to click them, you just gotta be close enough.
Escaped. Find her. I want her dead before day's end.
Two guys right here. These guys put a really annoying poison on you. I'm not sure if it's worth it to dispel it. It is a minus 70% haste and movement speed, but it only lasts like 2 seconds. I don't know if it's worth. My sanity's okay here. I'm going to do one more mob. I always focus the informants. These guys do a targeted 5-second stun. It's brutal. You can either just straight up kick them, wind shear I believe it's called, or you can stun them, like kidney shot, or I think there's a stunning tool. I have Gift of the Titans right now, chilling. I always try and just calmly stand in the middle here, find my exit if I need it, and just walk out. Valera, you drop some like super useful stuns and stuff. There's a crystal in here, so I think I'm gonna go for it. But I think I'm gonna go kill the mini boss first. There we go. Have a target. Grab this quick. Everything this lady does, oh, there we go, I can go under that. Everything this lady does costs me sanity, so you don't want to stand in anything she does. Unfortunately, I don't have any ranged attacks, just go behind her for Roaring Blast. I'm going to pop my cooldowns now, and I'm going to pop Cloak of Shadows and try and stand in this for science. It is absolutely still taking sanity away from me, so that doesn't work. Now we know. But she should give us plus 200 here, and then I'll eat a kebab quickly, and it'll be a decent top up for now. I don't have to worry about split personality. However, if the second one wasn't Leadfoot and it was like the one that's a purple circle on the ground that fears you, then I would have to move out of that. And then you'd like want to wait for it to proc and then sit down, because you don't want to waste your kebab. It goes on a 3-minute cooldown, and you're like, well, really wish I had that 100 sanity right now. I always start with the informants. You can probably start with whoever you want. Just make sure you're ready to interrupt the informants. I say that because your area is probably better than mine. But yeah, I focus down the informants. You can stun these guys if they're being troublesome. If you're taking damage here, it's probably from them doing a spiteful assault. We kill this guy. We got a nice Gift to the Titans proc. This guy we have to kill. It doesn't give us a buff. Just kind of what we do to get access to the chest and the crystal up top. I have to find a way out. I didn't. That's okay. I did need Barrel Age, which is a longer stun than 1.5 seconds or whatever that is, 2 seconds. I think it's like 3.5 or something. So sacrifices must be made. There we go. You can jump over things on the ground. They won't stun you. That's what I was trying to cheese there. I am a little behind here. I want to go a little faster, but that's okay. I try and have 3 orbs at this point. I like to use one before Shaw, one before the mage boss, and one before Illyria. The one before Illyria is mandatory, and the other 2 are optional. You can just do them if you just straight up have full, but it just makes it easier to cheese them if you have a norm. But you can just have high sanity and you'll be fine as well. Waiting for my guys to proc. Wait, are they? Nope, I guess not. That was hilarious. Anyway. that was jokes. I was waiting for anyway, there's a potion here I'm gonna drink quickly. Feels good, the 100 sanity. This guy I'm about to fight is gonna give me 100 sanity back as well. There's a random mob that pops up here. I think I'm just gonna deal with this guy right away. Just be careful you don't accidentally pull them. That could be devastating. For this one, you might be able to remove this as a shaman, I'm not sure. I don't really bother removing it. Lurking Appendage, I just move. That saps your sanity for a second. I am going to Cloak of Shadows this, because I don't want to lose the sanity. And away we go.
Got the key.
This is where I died yesterday, by the way. When I said I died in this area, this is where it was. I was dealing with these weak men, and they were just slapping the actual shit out of me. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. Please excuse. Someone think of me. I am only going to kill these guys if there's a chest. I don't see a chest there, so instead I'm going to sneak by and look for the last crystal. Very quickly. Which is right. There's an invisible guy in here, by the way. So. The crystal spawns here, is what I was looking at. I'm going to target the informant, shadow step behind them. This was all for naught, that's okay. There was no crystal after all. I'm just gonna dot this guy up and try and drag him with me. He's super slow though, Valera's probably giving him the business back there. So, that means the last crystal is going to be in the Five Shaws area behind the stables. So no worries there, we'll just grab it on our way. Kite these guys over. This guy's so slow. Valera keeps stunning him. Valera, sorry. Valera. There we go. I like to use evasion here. The executioners heal themselves up when they hit you, so you can also just stun them or something. But you do have to watch for the informants. They will pass their targeted stun and be ready to interact. So as well. If you ever find yourself here and Valera is not saying her lines, this line, and you can't click this, and you're like, oh my god, what's happening? It's because you forgot to kill that boss at the beginning of this area, that mini boss. That's exactly what's happening. I know because I've done that. I just want to get close enough to pull this and go back into the safety of my orb, get my plus sanity. Pull shot of me, just keeping this Eye of Chaos behind me. I'm just going to move out of this casually. If you want, you can go around this corner. Oh no, I didn't do enough damage. She has the aggro on him. That's actually hilarious. Anyway, grab it in a second here. There we go. Just turn yourself slightly away from the Eye of Chaos. I just don't face them. This isn't even really a DPS check, it's super chill. If you strafe a bit, eventually they'll come back in front of you like this. Just keep the eyes behind me. They have a very forgiving hitbox in what they're looking at, so you just move a bit. Easy peasy. They'll run back to me in a second. There we go. Cutting them over here because this is the stable where I checked for the last crystal. Just keep facing away. I'm strafing using E right now, is how I'm hitting them. While I'm like not facing them. There we go. Easy peasy. Still full sanity. This is our last crystal in this area. Got 2 to 2. I do portal back here. I should not have eaten that 6 sanity. but doesn't really matter. So far so good. This all doesn't matter though, because Illyria is truly the test. None of this, I shouldn't have stealthed here, I should have just kept mounting through, you don't have to fight those. Illyria is truly the test, especially as a melee DPS. My sanity's okay, so I'm going to just deal with these guys quick. Just was on the off chance that there's a green potion around here. There's not, but that's okay. Put my dots on these guys. Got a nice gift to the Titans proc. While we're here, there is also a crystal spot right here. It can spawn in this corner. It's not here. That's okay. Looking for greens. Looking for greens. Burrowing appendages. 3 ways we can deal with this. Just beat the shit out of them while staying in melee range. Stun them and they will not go underground. Yeah, those are the 2 ways. Or you just like kite them around and just avoid their circle. I'm going to kill this mob and then I'm going to drink that potion. I could have benefited from 100 sanity anyway. Because if I get a gift of the Titans proc, however, I won't need the potion. I will just simply go onto this boss here. But otherwise, I must lose some sanity on this boss. I'm going to use Cloak of Shadows to cheese it. Divine Shield can also cheese it, but I don't think you can cheese it as a shaman. So what you do is, I'll show it on the first cast. I let him get the full cast off because there's a cast bar, but there's also a channel bar. So I let him get the full first one off. Anyway, open up on him like normal. Let him get the full cast off, let him cast it for a bit, then I interrupt. That way it maximizes his time wasted there. And the next time he does it, you just have to eat it. However, as a rogue, I can just Cloak of Shadows, and nothing's going to happen. He's just like, oh, I can't hit you with spells. That guy's easy. There's ways to cheese it. However, you must have the sanity to, oh, excuse me. Box boss, no counterplay, to deal with him. You either have to eat it, or that's why I do the sanity check when I walk into the area and decide whether I can go to the right first, because I know I'm gonna have to bank some sanity for that man, unless I can cheese it. I don't know. That depends entirely on the character. Like my warrior has to just eat that. My bear has to just eat that. Demon Hunter, he's eating it. Just stuff like that. So, I do get a little greedy. I like to pull all these together. I probably wouldn't do this if I didn't have Ghastly Goulash on, but I do. So if I hadn't picked up the mine, the 10% damage buff from the mine room earlier, then this room would be open, and at the back would be a golden elemental, like a money elemental. It's really cool, unique model, and it gives you a 10% crit buff, which is useful. So that's the opposite of, it's either the mine room's open or this guy's open, I think, is my understanding of the situation. I'm going to be super slowed here. I'm going to pop evasion. I'm slowed because I stood in one of these circles, the burrowing appendage circles. They suck. I'm just going to go right onto the boss and deal with the burrowing appendages at the same time. This boss is time gated. Like he has 2 mechanics you just normally have to wait out. I am going to just Cloak of Shadows. I thought I could Cloak of Shadows that. I was wrong. Learned from my mistakes. I feel like last time I was in here I had no problem. Maybe I also had gifted the Titans up. Anyway, don't do it twice, that's for sure. That's actually devastating. That's okay. I will Shadow Step to this man. I will finish him off for my +2 insanity. Nice and easy. That was dusty of me, but learned from my mistakes. I thought I could Cloak of Shadows that. I was very confident, obviously. But Paladins can bubble it for sure. I promise. But yeah, normally I just run away from those. Also the tentacle purple swirls on the ground also take a fair chunk of sanity off of you, so also be aware of those. You can use Firefoot if it's that weak to like move to your advantage there. I can't believe I just lost 200 sanity. I must say that was devastating. Excuse me. I'll just eat a kebab when I finish this area. I don't want to eat it randomly though. I will wait for a thing from beyond to spawn. Because if I don't, or not the thing from beyond, the horrific figment. If I don't, he's right there. So I'm just going to let him stay up for a bit. He can come chasing me. I can't do that in combat, apparently. These guys are relatively squishy. It's more like the threat of their presence than like what they actually do that's scary, so just keep that in mind. I'm hoping this guy doesn't get close enough to ruin this for me. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Well, that's an actual tragedy. Here we go. Yeah, big F's in the chat there. Can we get some F's in the chat? So that complicates things significantly. Also, what would have been the big brain maneuver there would have been to come out into this area and eat, because this counts as the starting area, and so the sanity loss is far more forgiving, if that makes sense. Gonna try something here, Cloak of Shadows and sprinting through here. Kind of worked. Yeah, I'm in a bad spot here. I think what I'm gonna do, and I'm assuming you have this talent, is I'm just gonna let my sanity run out. What are your thoughts on this? Do you have that talent? If you don't, I'm gonna use an orb. But if you do, I'm gonna just let it run out. Okay, you do have it. Perfect. Back to full. I only do that if I'm very confident on my last 2 bosses, but I am very confident on my last 2 bosses. Yeah, we'll be fine. But yeah, I mean, I was confident I could Cloak of Shadows as well, so here we are. Here we are. Grab a crystal in here. Get the stealth so I don't have to fight this man. There's a little ad there. The ads are running all over this place. They're super annoying, but it's just the way she goes. Run around this quick. I backtracked the way I came here. We came up from here. Now we're turning right. There are a few different... Oh my goodness, I'm actually not good at this game. That's okay. I have Gift of the Titans. Very nice. That was a weird delay on my vanish. I don't know what happened. That's okay. This is awful. It's all up in the air now. I feel like I'm getting weird lag, and I really don't like it. It's probably because I'm streaming and recording. It's probably just my fault. Never know though. Dealing with these mobs. I'm going to check this building after. For a... Oh god, my AoE. Yikers. Please, they just keep crawling out of the woodwork. Anyway, I want to check this building for a crystal. Now I have both crystals in the area. I think I can sneak through. I was wrong. That's okay. Just gotta believe in yourself sometimes. Onto this mini boss. I don't really interrupt anything on him, I just kind of take the damage. He has 2 mechanics that will cause sanity loss. Rain of Fire is one. Just gotta get out of that real quick. Unfortunately, I was just waiting for those to spawn. And then his little ads that come out here will cause. You have to run in and interrupt him. This is so bad. Anyway, I got a Gift to the Titans proc. I'm fine now. But you have to run in to interrupt him and then run him out. But I did it when he was like already transitioning to casting Rain of Fire, and so it did nothing because that's not interruptible. When these servants die, for some reason they don't just despawn when he dies. Super troll. That's okay. When they die, they put a circle on the ground that we want to run away from. There's a nice green potion. I'm gonna kill this mob and backtrack for it. So it's actually a plus 100 sanity. Always want to do that, but like within reason, obviously.
I need to get closer.
I try and cheese these sometimes, and like face the other way so it pops, because it doesn't really ever give you a hole in front of you, but it seems to usually be behind, so I try and abuse that, but it doesn't usually work. But that is what I'm doing when I'm changing my direction right before it hits like that. See, like that time I was facing this way, but it's still, like it popped here. I don't know. It knows what I'm trying to do. I try and sap one of these and then blow up the other, because after their initial cast, these two little casters will cast like a fear. There it is, the psychic scream, and if it sends you over into that mini boss when you're not ready, yikers, sometimes it can be running. So just something to be aware of. I have to be cautious because I know I do not have my free death, because I used to. Kill this guy off, I go into stealth. Pop right onto this guy. I move a bit, I stop. I move a bit, I stop. The reason I'm stopping is so that my lead foot stacks can fall off. I'm pretty sure you don't have a way to remove it, because I'm pretty sure I have a macro on my bar from Rathion, Mythic Rathion, to give you Blessing of Freedom. So yeah, you're just gonna have to treat it like I do with the rogue. You move a bit, and then you stop. You move, you stop. That's all. Portal Master has nothing to interrupt, and the void buff it stacks, so I just interrupt the other guy. And I'll finish this guy off. I have both crystals for the area. I'm just gonna do a quick check for chests. There's 2 places I can check quickly, and I have the 2 sanity restoration orbs I need for these next 2 bosses. A chest can spawn here, a crystal can spawn here. Here's a nice plus 100 sanity potion, so I always come check there. And the other place I like to check is right over here. A chest can spawn right here. You'd be able to see it glowing. It's not there. That's not green, so I'm gonna get out of here. So you do have a Blessing of Freedom, so you can use that to clear your lead foot stacks. Beautiful. Yeah, it's only when you're healing that you need the. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, so if you don't have to just do what I do, and you can also. I thought I could cancel it out there. You can also cheese this next boss's slow phase really nicely. I'm going to pretend I don't have an orb here, otherwise I would put the orb down right away, and I would pull him into it and just stand there, and let him cast whatever. We look to interrupt Polymorph. So I just eat the Entropic Missile sanity loss. That's why we like to come in here with full. I let him cast most of Polymorph and then I interrupt him. Because you're already halfway here, I would recommend doing this part normally and saving your Blessing of Freedom for when we're going to have to walk all the way back across this room. If that makes sense. Let him cast most of Polymorph, interrupt it at the end. Gonna have to eat it on the missiles here. That's just the way she goes. Oh, that's unlucky. Anyway, so if you don't have freedom, you just move a bit, you stop. Move a bit, stop. Gotta let that go through, unfortunately. It sucks, but you gotta eat the sanity. Interrupt the polymorph. Not much to this boss. These aren't DPS checks, these are all simple mechanic checks. I'm not doing crazy DPS ever, like at any point. It's simply mechanics that we're looking to avoid. However, this is all well and good. Illyria is by far the hardest part of this whole thing, and we haven't done her yet, so here we go. Finish off whatever chest I missed in the area. I think it was just the one. I hope it was just the one. Anyway, it's fine. Talk to my friend here. I only found 8. That's okay. I'm dust. There's an add-on to help you find all of them, their locations. There we go. Don't forget to collect the chest there as well.
Father, do not listen to the whispers.
So I say an orb is a requirement for Illyria here. You need to be like full sanity.
And you will hear them.
If not, then maybe it'd be fine if you still had your 1 free revival and you knew it, then that's also fine. Either way works. So for this one, I'm going to click off this food, the ghastly goulash. I'm just going to put on some good haste food. I would also recommend at this point switching from your Twilight Dev to stars if you haven't already. You can switch to stars for Matthias, that mage fight we just did, and for Illyria. So for the last 2, and Matthias if you want. Yeah, no punishment for switching gear in here. But yeah, just switch my things out, make sure my buffs are still up. Also at this point, if I had been stacking potions, I'd be checking to make sure none of them were about to run out, and if they were, I would go to safety, click them off myself to proc the bad effect, and then deal with this mean lady. So, anyway, walk up close, proc the orb, pull her into it.
The light could not save them.
Any, you can eat sanity while this thing's up, doesn't matter. I just like to do the natural. Put these mean bombs away. Oh, they got stuck on the wall. If I don't like where she's at, oh, I have to interrupt the polymorph. I will just stand behind and kill her, and she'll move. I'm always doing casting spells while she's casting Void Eruption. Either I'll run through and cast some stuff on her, or I'll like sit back throwing my only range spell, or do whatever I need to do. When she's not hitting me like that, I'm going to Cloak of Shadows because I can't interrupt this. When she's not hitting me, I just line of sight her and make her come to me. Don't want to deal with that bomb, I'm just slipping slightly out. Even having... It's on my way, I'm going to hit her. Cool. You can't be hit by Eruption though. If you get hit by Eruption, you're gonna lose. It's over. Like, that's a run ender. If you're in the situation I'm in right now. So just be aware. It's Chains of Servitude. Last time I was in here I ate this. It was brutal. Or earlier I ate this, I guess. Last time I fought Illyria I ate it as well because I didn't realize she was casting it. I'm gonna put my dots on her quick and then get into hiding. So you always have a... just face away from that mean eyeballs. You always have a bit of time before the Void Eruption actually goes off. You can move where you need to. Oh, I can't click that. I'm going to interrupt her and then run out. That was very scary. That's okay. It's more, I don't need to put out huge DPS. I just need to not take sanity loss. That's all there is to it. Just moving out of things. Throw some poison knives at her here. Hide behind the wall here. Pray she does not follow this up with a polymorph, because I could not get to it with her standing on fire. Kick her and run. Oh, if those bombs go off on me, it's like 300 sanity or something. All I'm doing is line of sighting her. If I don't like where she is, I line of sight her again. My DPS is atrocious, and yet it will be more than enough to kill this mean lady. I'm not even at half sanity yet, she's at 10%. I'm doing 30k DPS. A generous. I had to go in there to kick her quick. Wind Shear, I believe, has some range to it, so you should be fine. I'm just gonna line of sight her. Oh, she ticked down. So still had lots of sanity there. I was only doing 29.9 thousand damage per second. It is not a DPS check. It is simply a mechanic check. If you go in there with the required orb and you do the mechanics, you'll be easy peasy.
that should it ever come to pass,
hopefully that was helpful.
You
and
shall be ready to end it.